Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another deadline stream. It's game week 33. We only have 5 more game weeks to go after this. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Then that is it. The season is over. It's a blank week. There was injury worries. There wasn't injury worries. Now there's more injury worries about certain players. Rafinha's probably out, which isn't good. Nat Phillips is definitely out. Jota is fine, apparently. Yeah, there's probably a lot to talk about. I've done my transfer. It's a bit of a rubbish one. And I'm not quite sure about it. I feel like maybe I've overthought it a little bit before I've gone for it. But it's done. I wanted to get a lot in before I did the stream because doing the stream when you've got a transfer in play, it can be a bit of a nightmare sometimes. So I just got it done, to be honest. Must be a tall drink. It's just H2O. A whole pint of H2O for 2 hours streaming. Jota should be fine, basically. According to Klopp, he's fine. So I wouldn't. I don't know. You could listen to EMCG in the chat, or you could listen to Jurgen Klopp. He might miss out still, but Jurgen Klopp has said he's fine. I have Emney and Sanchez this week. Who'd start? Good question. Good question. My initial instinct is Sanchez because more likely to get a clean sheet. I mean, Martins could get one too, of course. I mean, I've got double Villa defence this week. Hint, hint on what my transfer was. Yeah, not cool. I think Brighton are more likely to get a clean sheet. There you go. So I'd probably play Sanchez. I did get a pretty good sleep, yeah. I couldn't stop yawning last night. Getting Iheanacho or Watkins. I mean, Iheanacho next 3 looks good. No Grealish for Villa still, so I still want Iheanacho, I think. Iheanacho's got to be one of the best players in the game right now, to be honest. Konza. Yeah. I feel like I've overthought it, though. Now, I didn't get Castagna. I mean, I know everyone went mad about Castagna last night, but there's every chance he just gets moved to the left. Like, when I looked at Leicester defenders recently, I did say Pereira. I didn't realise he was going to have his minutes managed so heavily. But he'd actually be having shots and stuff. Castagna had hardly created anything. And then he gets moved to the right against West Brom. Then he looks like better than prime Trent. But he could just get moved back to the left. And so I'm not... Plus, it's quite expensive, and I wanted to cheapen my defence a bit. Sanchez and Veltman or Martinez and Konza. I mean, for this week, Sanchez and Veltman. Long term, probably Martinez and Konza. Saiss or Castagna for Philip. Again, Castagna probably, due to the double in the fixtures, but he is a bit more expensive, so it depends what you're going to do with that money, right? That's always got to come into consideration. You said that about Alonso. Yeah, but Alonso's great. But the problem is, Alonso he's not guaranteed to play, is he? He might play next week. He could play this week. He's gone from my team, though. He's absolutely gone. There's no point in me doing a free hit draft. I've not given it any thought, to be honest with you. Vardy, Iheanacho, Fernandes, Salah, Trent, Mane. That'd probably be my top of my list. I'll let you guys fill the rest in. I've not thought about getting him. Yeah, I'll put the team up in just a second. Let me just see these questions here. Hang on a sec. Did some of the super chats get missed? That's really weird. Thoughts on these moves? Son to Greenwood, reverse it next week, -4. I don't know about getting rid of it. I don't like any. Most moves you have to reverse, I don't particularly like. Or Rafinha to Saka, also -4. The thing is, the annoying thing with Rafinha is you don't know how long he's out for, but Saka and Greenwood rotation has to be a potential threat, especially Saka, I think. Or maybe Greenwood's even more so. I mean, Saka's one of the Arsenal's best players. More long-term, Kane injury update. There's no update, basically. He's not back on the pitch yet. He's definitely not playing. I don't think he's going to play in the final, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Rafinha to Saka, if you're just going to keep Saka, fine. But Man United and Arsenal's fixtures around the Europa League are a bit tight. I don't know. Everyone seems convinced that Greenwood is now nailed. I just don't know. I mean, if Rashford's out, which I don't even know if Rashford's going to be out, to be honest, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer constantly gives this kind of, not false info, but he often says the players are out and then they're not. Or he just doesn't give us a good update and then they play anyway. So it's not guaranteed that Son to Greenwood, then back again from -4. I don't like it. To be honest. But obviously you do it if you want to do it. Jota to Greenwood or carry the transfer. I mean, Jota's fine, so definitely carry the transfer. Benjamin, how's it going? Should I take a hit and sell DS and Kane to bring in Trent and Vardy? My plan, use free hit if I sell Vardy for Calvert-Lewin 36 if Everton doubles. I think for anyone looking to get Kane out, how much money have you got wrapped up in him? When do you want him back? Let's say Kane's fit for 34, then what's the plan? Think about that. And if the plan is not to have him or an easy route back, then sure, do it. Start Rudiger. Give me one attacker and 2 defenders. I'm starting the attacker, even if it's Bowen against Chelsea. Fofana or Soyuncu. I'd probably just get whoever's cheaper, to be honest. Kane, the goal threat. Just get whichever's cheaper if you're picking between those two. Kane and Alonso. Are they going to? This is where you tell me they're both the same price. I've not even checked. Soyuncu 5.3 for Fofana is cheaper. Kane and Alonso to Vardy and Dunk worth the -4. I mean, same thing with. I feel like I'm going to endlessly repeat myself with Kane. Possibly. I mean, I think people want a yes or a no answer with Kane. There isn't a yes. It's a good move or not. Like Vardy has two good fixtures, right? Palace and Southampton. So will Vardy outscore Kane over the next 2 weeks? Yes, I would say absolutely. But if Kane's back next week, again, who do you want to captain instead of Kane if he's back fit, etc.? Will you be able to get back to him? Do you want to get back to him if he's fit? You got to ask yourself all these questions. Dunk, for example, have you looked at Brighton's fixtures? Like, how often do you want to play him after this week? You know, he's a bit more expensive than the other defenders. Gets the same points for the clean sheet, right? Bench Dallas or Lingard this week? Not the attacker. Feel like City players are too risky now. Yeah, they probably have been for weeks, to be fair. I need good subs to make sure I don't get 3 City players. Now I need good subs. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, Man City aren't even playing this week, to be honest. I'll bring my team up now. Rafinha to Greenwood or Son to Bruno and then revert. I mean, I'd rather have Bruno than Greenwood. So if you're going to reverse either of them anyway, then yeah, I'd rather have Bruno Fernandes. I've got 2 free transfers this week, no real need of a transfer. In this case, would you recommend a 1-week punt of Son to Greenwood, then reverse? If you've genuinely got nothing to do, sure. But bearing in mind there is a double and a blank coming up, potentially. Do I know my team's not on screen? I do, yeah. Castagna for Reguilon or Kane to Vardy long term. Again, same thing with Kane. I'm not going to keep repeating it. I mean, I like Castagna. Like I don't know. I don't think I can give a better answer for Kane. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a good transfer out because I'm keeping him. But then I have Vardy, so it's easier for me. I think I've got no Fernandes, but it is what it is. Miss my super chat before. I didn't miss it. I said Bowen playing the attacker. I should probably say people's names though, Chaz. You're right. No, I'm not going to explain the wall players now. I've done it on like the last 2 Q&As. If you want to check that out. Okay, this is the team. So I've done Alonso to Konza. Can you put a fixture ticker on the screen? Probably. Not right now though. What do you mean, like for this week or what? Or do you mean for like loads of weeks? 2 free transfers and nothing to do. What kind of witchcraft? I know there's always something to do. Thoughts on Son and Gundogan to Greenwood and Havertz. I just think you'll want Son back next week. Like Greenwood and Havertz, they're not guaranteed minutes. Son is absolutely guaranteed minutes. Not this week, but from 34 onwards. I guess you need the money, but I mean Havertz will probably start against West Ham, and Greenwood might start against Leeds, but going forward, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about Greenwood. Everyone seems so sure that he's just in form and therefore he'll keep starting, but Man United's fixtures tell me that most players are going to have some kind of a break, especially when Man United have nearly got Champions League wrapped up, you know. Thoughts on a cheeky Trent captain? I just don't. I will never do a defender transfer. I don't think captain, not apart from Duffy in a double game week. I just think if Trent's a good captain, then so are the attackers, and I'd rather always go an attacker. I can see why people are thinking about Trent because obviously he's done really well recently. Plus he's got attacking threat. Newcastle are probably not going to score too many goals, if any. So, I mean, as defenders go, yeah, okay, I like Trent, but I'd rather go for an attacker myself. Get Cody, Konza, or Veltman. So, literally, these are the three defenders that I was looking at. Cody, Konza, and Veltman. And I'll tell you why I went for Konza, although it could be a mistake. I think Cody for the next 2 weeks is the best. Veltman is probably the best for this week only. And he's also cheapest, so it takes some more money out of your team to spend elsewhere. But Brighton's fixtures after this week are pretty poor. There's not really many other weeks you might want him. With Konza, you get no blank, you get a double in 35 if that's how it happens, and the fixture in 36 is Palace, which is kind of why I've gone for him. Now, if I had to, and I don't necessarily have to play him in 34 either, because I could just play Rudiger, Trent, and Dawson against Burnley. So it was really only for this week. Plus, he's got slightly better fixtures longer term in certain areas. That's why I went for him. But to be honest, if I had to put tenner on who's going to keep a clean sheet, Konza or Cody this week, my money would go on Cody. So I am taking a bit of a gamble because Villa are not as good a defence as everyone thinks. And West Brom, could they score? The fact that Grealish isn't there, I hate that. I've got double Villa defence and I'm not necessarily expecting a clean sheet. It's probably not going to be my greatest transfer, but let's see. If he could finally nick a goal or his third goal of the season, that would be pretty damn good. So there you go. I'm not going to say Cody, Konza, or Veltman because there's different reasons to get whoever. But that's what I'd be thinking about. For Fafana and Greenwood, Trent and Smith Rowe, or Castagna and Tielemans and Saka. I mean, Trent and Smith Rowe, if you don't have to play Smith Rowe that often, he's probably okay to play this week. You don't want to be playing him every week though. Fafana and Greenwood's probably a bit more balanced. I hate that word, but yeah, it probably is. Better off with Dallas. Well, Dallas is potentially my transfer next week. But I don't think I'm better off with Dallas this week than Konza, to be honest. Live chat's frozen. That is probably because of this. There you go. No so far because I've already got Dawson. I've thought about replacing Dawson, but I need Dawson for the end of the season. And the teams with the best fixtures at the end of the season are West Ham, so I would just be swapping him for another West Ham player. Or Dallas, potentially. But I just don't think I'm going to do it. I'm not free hitting because I want to use him 35 for the double. Even though the problem is Friday deadline's been a nightmare. I've been so busy. I haven't got enough time to think properly about the plan because I've looked at Game Week 35, what Ben thinks will be the doubles, and I'm not convinced I'll have any more than 6 double Game Week players, even with a free hit. The only thing I will say is if I free hit this week, I've already checked, it's very difficult for me to get Fernandes without dropping Salah or Kane. I don't really want to do that, so if I can just free hit to get Fernandes, because I think Fernandes, apart from this week, that Game Week 35 potential double is the only other time I'd really want him. So to be able to free hit him in and then just come back with my normal team, I think it's okay. Does not having any Man United players versus Leeds bother you given the reverse fixture? That is the game I'm most worried about, yeah. But this is the only week I'm worried about it, though. You know, I went for Vardy over Fernandes. So far it's been okay. Let's see this week. Rafinha will not play. Correct. He probably won't play. Sonsa, Salah or Greenwood. I mean, really? Are we really thinking between Salah or Greenwood? That is a no-brainer, surely. And the answer is not Greenwood. Rudiger will start this week, possibly. Hopefully, because they got Champions League. What do you think of Pereira as a captain? Whether it's the Leicester defender or the West Brom midfielder, I don't particularly like either. I mean, West Brom might do okay against Villa. Like I said, Villa defence isn't great, even though I've got 2 of them. And Leicester defender, okay, it's Crystal Palace, but it's probably attackers that are better. Teams or players to target for potential double game week. I mean, it depends. You need them to not... I mean, if you don't need them to blank, then Villa Everton. If you're not worried about that, then probably Leicester Man United. Yeah, everyone's going on about the fasting, right, for Ramadan that Salah and co are going for. I mean, this happens every year, and Salah's been fine for the last 4 seasons, so he's probably also going to be fine for this week. I wouldn't let that affect your thinking too much. I think Neil said on the team news stream, like Fofana came off at 60 minutes, yes, but had it been 0-0 or they were 1-0 down, would he have still come off? Possibly not. So the reason that I am keeping... Okay, let me just show you. Right, this will probably be easier. And look, I know I've used the transfer planner a lot, and a lot of the time it has not come off. Because, I mean, I made plans yesterday, all the way up until 36. They're not completely changed, but they're a little bit changed now. So if I just show you this... Alright, so this is 33. Let me just do my Alonso move to Konza. So I just saved this. What was the question? Rafinha. So in 34, there's a fly in my room. That's a bit annoying. In 34, I probably bench Jota for Rafinha. So hopefully he's back. If he's not, I just play Jota against Man United. It's not the end of the world. And then if I'm free hitting in 35, it doesn't matter. And then from 36 onwards, Rafinha has really good fixtures. And I'll probably get rid of Vardy for Bamford. And I'll just bench Iheanacho. So that'll be my midfield for like 36 onwards. So Rafinha against Burnley. Rafinha against Southampton. And Rafinha against West Brom. I mean, that's pretty good. So basically, okay, it would be good for him to play this week. Don't get me wrong, because I've not got enough players. But if he doesn't play next week, having to try and risk Jota against Man United is not the end of the world for me. If he's ruled out long term, then obviously I might make a move. But I don't need until 36, so I'm not too worried about Rafinha, to be honest. I just don't know who I would bring in for a hit. I don't have much money to spend. Saka, I'm just worried about his minutes. I'm trying to avoid getting too many Man United and Arsenal players in particular. Man City, I'm obviously not going for. And Chelsea, I'm slowly getting rid of them as well. So Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Man United still in the Europa League and Champions League. I'm trying to avoid too many players. Like if Kane and Son are back fit from next week, then them and Leicester should look good for me. And Liverpool, no Europe either. That's kind of my rough plan as it stands. Sice or Cody? Yeah, good question. I would probably go Cody. Let me rephrase that. I would have gone Cody if I'd gone Wolves. Like every time I keep checking the stats, like Cody is taking more shots. I mean, Sice's quality looks a little bit better, and we know how good he has been previously. But Cody's absolutely nailed. He's a bit cheaper. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be really annoying when Sice scores a goal. I think I said that on the Patreon Q&A earlier, but I'd probably go Cody. Yeah, I could go Trossard, but then I just need rid of him at some point. It's a transfer that then makes me take it's a hit this week to get Trossard in. It'll probably be a hit to get rid of him at some point. Thoughts on Iheanacho as captain? I mean, I've done a whole captaincy video if you want to watch it. I like Iheanacho. I think... I don't know. I've still got Vardy vice captain, which probably tells you all you need to know. I think Salah's better than Iheanacho this week. I think Vardy, there's a case for it because he's nailed penalties. I mean, I don't think Iheanacho is losing his place anytime soon anyway. And Fernandes is obviously an option. But yeah, if you want to go for Iheanacho, go for it. Jota or Mane is a third Liverpool player on a free hit. I mean, I would probably go Mane. In fact, I would definitely go Mane on a free hit. If it wasn't really hurting me elsewhere, then yeah, definitely would go Mane. Much more different. No reason that Jota would definitely outscore him. I think, if anything, Mane is more likely to start any given week. So if I was free hitting, I would 100% have Mane in my team. I'd have Mane, Salah, Trent, Vardy, Iheanacho, Fernandes. 6 players in my first 11 on the free hit. I've not looked at it more than that. I don't know if that's possible due to money, but that's what I'll be looking at. God, the Castagna bandwagon is massive, isn't it? It was a great performance last night. It'd be funny if he goes back to the left and it's just not the same, but we'll see. Yeah, Salah's definitely starting. I got no doubts about that. Bruno or Salah captain? For me, Salah is better this week. Again, like the fasting, like he's been. Surely he was fasting last year and the year before and the year before that, right? We don't know how long Kane's out for. I mean, Vardy over Fernandes, yes. I mean, I've done that. I don't know if I'd recommend it for anyone that doesn't like watching Man United without him. Because he will be over 100% effective ownership again this week. Should I go Bruno and Loughton to Greenwood and Trent, or Bruno and Bamford to Greenwood and Vardy, and then downgrade Vardy after the double game we can get Trent then? I mean, that's a lot. I mean, it's really up to you. Like I can't process all that. Think about what your team looks like and what your strategy is. I mean, Trent for Newcastle Man United is probably fine for clean sheets, right? And he's got potential attacking returns. Like, how quickly will you want Bamford back? I mean, for a start, I probably wouldn't take out Bruno at all. Personally, if I had him this week. Like, he's one of the best captain options, surely. I mean, Bruno, like, Greenwood and Vardy is probably a little bit better than Bruno and Bamford, but given that Bruno and Bamford are both on penalties, I don't know if I would make that move, to be completely honest. Hey, Andy, how's it going? Rafinha to Traore or Diaz to Cody? Or which Traore? I mean, if it's Bertrand Traore, I don't mind that, to be honest. Again, though, how quickly will you want Rafinha back? I think Diaz to Cody is probably a slightly better move, but without knowing the rest of the team and obviously your strategy, it's difficult to say. But I would say Diaz to Cody probably. Obviously, it's annoying with Rafinha that we don't know how long he's out for. But that's FPL, you know? Is Dunk worth the extra money over Veltman? Maybe if Brighton had a run of games where you're going to play him every week, but you're not going to... If you look at Brighton's fixtures, I just don't think that's going to happen. I mean, Sheffield United then Leeds. Leeds is okay, I guess. But I would probably just get Veltman and save the money. If Leicester don't score goals, you will get no points. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. Same applies for every single player in my FPL team. Rafinha for Adama Traore, Trossard or Saka. I mean, short term, if I had to get one, I'd probably go Trossard. I'd be more interested in Bertrand Traore than Adama. The only thing with Bertrand Traore is his minutes aren't necessarily... Like, he often gets taken off a bit early. DCL to Vardy, you got me worried saying you're bringing Calvert-Lewin in. Yeah, I don't know if I'd bring him in next week. Maybe. I mean, I'd rather have Vardy for the next 3 fixtures. The only reason I was looking at Calvert-Lewin was because I was planning towards Game Week 36. And I can free hit Vardy in 35. So it wasn't such a worry. But to be honest, I can't get rid of Vardy before Southampton. I'd already decided that before the game yesterday. 2 free transfers, 1.2 in the bank. Don't really want to burn one. Son's Greenwood 1 week, back to Son, Bale, 2 Kane to Vardy, could be out. I mean, to be honest, because you got bit at the end, again, depending on how much money you've got wrapped up in Kane or Son, I think Kane to Vardy is better than Son to Greenwood because, if, like you said, if Kane was out longer, then you just keep Vardy. And if he's not and you really want him back, you get him back. It depends on your money, right? But yeah, I think Son you'll definitely want. Unless he gets injured in the EFL Cup final, you'll want him for 34 for sure. Son might even be the best captaincy next week, the way things go, and if Kane isn't fit. Zhao, thank you very much. Adrian, thank you very much. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Is Alonso starting? I mean, I've transferred him out because I don't think he will, but there's no guarantee that he doesn't start. It's hard to know, really. I mean, if I had him on a playing bench, I would definitely have kept him. I'm playing a bit too clever, I think, because I'm half thinking towards 35, 36 with that Alonso move. We need 676 more subscribers. Hit that button if you haven't already. It'd be much appreciated. We'll get to that magic 150k, and then you can hear me shut up about subscribers for the rest of the season. Kind of. Oh, we see Ben Crellin's going for Keane. I actually looked at him. He's 5.1 million at Everton. Just didn't fancy going there. Could get him next week maybe instead of Dallas. But I'll probably get Dallas. Maddison or Greenwood. I feel like all these players, Maddison, Greenwood. I think I prefer Maddison because of the fixtures. And originally I thought that as well because I think Maddison's more nailed to start. But I don't know if he's going to have his minutes managed. It's his first game back starting for a while. Will he start again this week? There's got to be a slight doubt there. But Greenwood's got Liverpool in 34. I guess if you've not got a free hit or anything, then Greenwood will double in 35 possibly. So possibly Greenwood. I was bringing in Maddison because of the next two fixtures, and I'm not worried about him past that. I don't know. Like everything equal, definitely Greenwood. If they both got the same minutes, definitely Greenwood. I'm just not sure about either. I'll be honest. I'm worried about their minutes. But I feel like I'm worried about everyone's minutes right now. Saka, Greenwood, Maddison. I feel like no one's going to play basically. Who would you replace De Bruyne or Stones with? I have 2.5 million in the bank for 33. I mean, that's... I don't know. What's your strategy? Do you need loads of money in the bank for next week? Who have you already got? Like, I mean, Salah would be my number one target, followed by Fernandes. Have you got both of them? Stones, same thing. Do you need a player for this week and next week? Do you need them to play every single week? Do you need them just to play this week and towards the end of the season? In which case, Konza could be okay. Dallas is okay for the end of the season. Cody's good for now. Like, there's a lot of questions to be answered, you know. Stones to Trent, if you can afford that. Trent in, sure. Or Castagna now and then switch to Trent. If you're going to get Trent in anyway and you can afford to do it now, you just do it now, I think. Like, I'm not saying like one game shouldn't change opinions because Castagna was brilliant, but I think... I don't know. There's a lot of Castagna love after one game. Neto to Saka or Neto and Alonso to Jay Lings and so far. I've got 2 free transfers. Nice. I think Jay Lings and so far. I mean, obviously Jay Lings against Chelsea is not ideal, but long term I think Lingard is possibly a slightly better option than Saka now just because of minutes and stuff. And so far, it's a pretty good pick long term. Not necessarily this week. Dallas or Bamford? Bamford. You don't fancy a Game Week 36 free hit? I mean, I doubt it, no, because I don't think I'm going to need it. But if I do need it, and I don't need it in 35, then sure, I'll do that. But I'm not really planning that way. Greenwood or Rashford as a 1 week punt? I think at this point, you've probably got to go Greenwood, just because of what Ollie said about Rashford. But I'm still not convinced he's going to miss out. 2 free transfers. De Bruyne, Alonso Phillips. Salah, Castagna, Mitchell. I mean, as long as you know that Mitchell doesn't usually play, if you don't need him, then yeah, you're taking out... De Bruyne's not going to start, Alonso might not start, and Phillips isn't fit. You're bringing in Castagna and Salah, both going to play. So, looking pretty good. Tielemans or Maddison. I mean, Tielemans' minutes are absolutely guaranteed. I mean, Maddison's minutes are guaranteed, just not when he's necessarily back from injury. But I mean, as an attacking option, it's got to be Maddison, I think. I'm going with 11 players, but yeah, I'm probably actually going for 9 because I don't think Burn or Rafinha will play. Stop getting annoyed at the question. Oh, do you know what? I can't be bothered. Like, I fully get that you can't... I fully get the super chats and the questions. They've only got a certain word limit, but like an open-ended question, who to replace with, like there could be a million options depending on strategy. Like you need to think about which options you're thinking of and try and narrow it down a bit. So you leave it as who to replace De Bruyne with. Well, my answer is Salah. But if you've already got Salah, it's not useful, is it? Calvert-Lewin and Greenwood or Cavani and Sigurdsson. I mean, Calvert-Lewin and Greenwood. There's no guarantee Calvert-Lewin definitely starts this week, but I definitely prefer that combo long term. Lingard's fine. He's not benched. I mean, he might be benched, but apparently he's fine. according to David Old Moyes. 10 points off mid-league leader who has Bruno but no Vardy. Worth doing Bruno, Bamford to Mason Vardy for -4 for a double up. I mean, it's only 10 points. It's nothing. It's less than 2 points a game week. Like, sure, do that if you think that combo is better. But if you think Bruno's great for this week, don't swap just because of 10 points. You can make that up in like one game week easily, you know? I mean, Bruno and Bamford to Mason and Vardy for -4. Do I think that will make up the -4? Possibly. I find it weird that people are looking to get rid of Bruno, to be honest, this week. I feel like there's been ample opportunity to get rid of him. And now one of the best game weeks Man United have had for a while, apart from maybe Burnley last week. And now people want to get rid of him. Again, I don't think that Greenwood's a bad option, but I just don't like Bruno to Greenwood. I think all it takes is Greenwood not to start one game, Bruno to get a penalty, and everyone regrets that move. Which is weird because I've not had Bruno for a while. Yeah. Madison or Greenwood. I'm going to say Madison every time, but I got to be honest, it's close. I'm not 100% sure on that. Bench one out of Shaw, Rudiger, Konza, Cody. Again, you're not benching Calvert-Lewin, are you? Surely. I wouldn't bench Cody or Shaw probably, or Rudiger. So I'd probably bench Konza, who I've just brought in. Remove Jota for Madison or Greenwood. And Madison if you have to, but I'd probably just keep Jota. I have Salah and Bruno, but only have Iheanacho from Leicester. Was planning benching Jota in 34, free hit in 35. I'd probably go. I mean, Madison's got 2 nice fixtures. The thing with Greenwood is, it's not even necessarily just about this week. He's also got Liverpool next week. It's not that ideal, really. Too much Nacho cap talk. I'm caught between Trent and Jota. Also have Fernandes and J-Leagues, no Salah, or does Nacho see it? I mean, between Iheanacho and Jota, I would definitely go Iheanacho. I think I would go Fernandes ahead of Iheanacho. He's not shooting that much, though. I can see I definitely wouldn't go Jesse Lingard. I would probably go Fernandes over Iheanacho, but if you wanted to go the other way, I probably wouldn't fight on it too much, to be honest. I wouldn't go Jota captain, though. Cavani, Bamford, Watkins, or Calvert-Lewin in for Lacazette. I'd probably go for Watkins or Calvert-Lewin because you get a pretty good fixture run plus a double and no blank. I wouldn't go Cavani. I think Bamford you want to wait till 36. Probably Watkins just because you know he's definitely going to start this week. But no Grealish does worry me a bit. Which teams are expected to double and blank? I'm not going to go through it all again now. If you want to see that, I go through that in the game week preview this week. There's a whole section on it. It's just too many teams to list off. I'd have to go and look it up anyway. What do you think about Shaw? United leaking 1 goal. Yeah, I mean, that is annoying when that happens. I remember seasons ago, like Spurs had the best defensive record in terms of conceding goals. Like they conceded the least amount of goals, but they kept conceding 1 every game. If I had Shaw, I would just play him. I still think he's a good option. Rafinha to who? 7.7 million. Already own Jota and Lingard. I mean, it's got to be Madison or Greenwood, I think. You could go to like James Rodriguez or Sigurdsson. Some people are touting, but I'm not convinced by them too much. Like even if Everton double, would Rodriguez play both games? I'd probably go Greenwood or Madison. I just think with the fixtures, I'd probably go Madison. And just hope to God that he starts this week. Captain Vardy, Iheanacho, Bruno or Greenwood. I mean, it's got to be one of the Leicester boys. Possibly. Bruno, though. I'm trying to think. If I had Bruno and Vardy, who would I captain? I think I would captain Vardy ahead of Bruno. So I think they both got penalties. They've both got a good fixture, though. I think I would captain Vardy. I mean, most people, I tell you now, most people in this chat would go Iheanacho over Vardy, but I just think the penalties would always swing it for me, which is why I would go to Vardy. I certainly wouldn't be captaining Greenwood. Trent and Madison in for Nat and Son, good moves. Yes, as long as you don't want Son back, or if you've got a plan for him. TB12, I don't think I missed that, did I? Oh, sorry. So far, Dallas are holding. Or to play this week. What to bring in? That's actually quite tough. Man United, Chelsea, probably holding. Naf, how's it going? Bamford in for Iheanacho. I guess that's Iheanacho in for Bamford, right? In which case I like it. Plan to switch Vardy back to Kane if he's okay. Cool. Or is Harrison for Jota better? I have Salah captain. I don't think the Salah captain comes into it really. I like Bamford to Iheanacho. I'd rather have, if I could only have Iheanacho or Jota this week, I'd take Iheanacho. After a lot of planning on live FPL over getting United assets, got in Watkins to get 11 this game week, going with 5 at the back. Wish me luck. Good luck. 5 at the back's not bad this week. Thoughts on Bruno captaincy over Salah? Not for me, but it's not. Man United do have a good fixture, but so do Liverpool. I just think Salah's more likely to get you a goal from open play. I've been saying that all season, to be fair. What week should I aim to triple captain and who? I mean, double game week 35, wait till it comes... the next double game week, basically. Wait till it comes along and then decide on your captain. Who? I don't know yet. 1,000 more to 150k. Yeah, it's actually more like less than 700 now. How's Rafinha to Greenwood? It's good as long as you don't want Rafinha back, I guess, soon. I'm going to keep saying it. Greenwood's minutes are not guaranteed. He started 3 of the last 5 league games. If he gets minutes, he'll be fine. He could start against Leeds and be fine. But that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying... I know the comment. I can't really win on this, right? Because if I sit here and say, yeah, just go Greenwood, he gets benched. Well, you didn't tell us he was going to get benched. And if I say he's got a chance of having his minutes managed, then that'll put people off. He'll start, he'll score, and it'll be like, well, you said he wasn't going to start. I'm not really saying that. I'm just saying that the fixture schedule is quite hectic, and it's not like he started the last 5-6 games, right? He's missed 2 of the last 5 in the league. So that's the only thing I'll say about Greenwood. But he will come off the bench in pretty much every game. But he's only scored once off the bench this season. But he will come off the bench. Would I consider Kane to Vardy if he didn't own Kane? That would be impossible. I know what you mean. If I didn't own Vardy, I would consider it. But if I didn't have Vardy, I'd have Fernandes, so I just wouldn't bother, I think. Free hit top picks for this week. Yeah, same as I said earlier. The six players I would definitely have: Salah, Mane, Jota, Salah, Mane, Trent, Vardy, Iheanacho, Bruno Fernandes. Mendy, biggest disappointment on wildcard. He should start though this week. He's going to play this week. Tuchel said he's going to start. Greenwood over Bruno, too risky. I mean, I would rather have Bruno, but there's a big money difference, right? So it depends what you're going to do with the money. Captain Iheanacho versus Salah. Salah for me. Target or Shaw? Future game weeks in mind and no Martinez. I mean, future game weeks again depends what chips you have, because Target won't blank, but he'll also double, whereas Shaw would double but will blank. So I'd possibly go Target, to be honest. Still got an hour and 50 minutes left. You're going to be exhausted. It's not even exhaustion. I'm going to walk the dog after this. It's freaking boiling in there. The lights have been on all day. I've done so many videos and stuff and streams already. It's just hot in here. That's the worst thing. And obviously it's getting hotter because of the summer or whatever. Hi, I've just subscribed. Ben, thank you for just subscribing. I'm listening to Queen, by the way. Oh, I thought I was something on my face, but it's dirt on my screen. Keep hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. Obviously, like the stream as well. Be much appreciated. The update on Jota is he's fine. I watched it and he got asked. He looked a little bit confused about why he was being asked about Jota. Klopp this is. And he was like, Diogo's fine. Diogo's fine. Install aircon. I live in Ireland. There's very little reason to have aircon. Great stream as always. Personal question for I have unique FPL channel from all the others, but I don't get views. I mean, again, it's difficult to say why without watching. But all I will say is, okay. Well, I've just had a quick look here. for one, there's not much consistency. Like you're starting. Oh, sorry, no, there is. Sorry, but you didn't start till game week 15. I'll tell you now, for anyone starting a YouTube channel for FPL, the key time to be making videos, you have to be making videos, is pre-season. Not even the whole pre-season, but 1 or 2 weeks before the game week starts, and then through the first few weeks. That is when the most growth will be. So starting in game week 15, that's not going to help. It doesn't mean you should stop doing it, because it's obviously good practice, but you've got to start at the beginning of the season. And then preferably you've got to be consistent, so being there every week, which is not easy. Hang on a sec. Is Glazers really selling Man United? I doubt it. Best goalkeeper for now until the end of the season. I think to be honest, I think it's Martinez. Martinez or Leno. I think it's Martinez. Double, no blank. West Brom this week. Palace in 36. It's only the last two fixtures that are bad. Adama Traore versus Burnley in for De Bruyne. Game week 33 sorted. You haven't done that, have you? You're lying to me. Out of all those players, Adama Traore, is that what you actually went for? Have you got Salah or Fernandes, like I said? Or even Greenwood? Trent, Alexander-Arnold and Greenwood, or Bruno and Cody? I think if he starts, Trent and Greenwood. Would you captain Trent, Iheanacho, Bruno? I feel like I'm just going to constantly flip-flop between Bruno and Iheanacho, but I'd probably just about go Bruno. This is the founding fathers of FPL live streams. And he's got something up his sleeve. I don't. My transfers are locked in. I've thought about getting rid of Dawson, but it's just not worth it, I don't think. Basically, I'm just going to have to take the hit, excuse the pun, this week and accept that I'm probably getting a red arrow and just hoping that it's not too big. I tell you now, I'm definitely not free hit. I've not looked at it at all. You should start using TikTok. I can't be bothered to use TikTok. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe one day, but like, I can barely use Instagram. Let alone, and I should have used that more. Let alone starting on bloody TikTok as well. Might be crazy, but thinking Alonso, Son to Luka Dean and James Rodriguez got double and no blank. Please talk some sense into me. I mean, I don't like Luka Dean. Just feels so expensive for such a lack of clean sheets. James Rodriguez, my only worry with him is how many games does he play in a row, especially around the double. It's the only thing. I mean, I like James Rodriguez. I had him earlier in the season, but he doesn't have the best injury record, does he? I like the thinking because you're thinking blanks and doubles, but yeah. I mean, Alonso, I don't mind getting rid of Alonso at all. But with Son, though, you definitely want Son back next week, I feel like. Because the thing is, if Kane's injured, Man United are playing Liverpool, so your captain choices come down to Iheanacho, Vardy. Maybe that's fine, you know, against Southampton. Or Son against Sheffield United. So I'm not talking sense into you, but that's my thoughts on it. Rafinha to Greenwood, Lingard, Maddison. I like Lingard because you pretty much get guaranteed minutes every week with no blanks. But for the short term, Maddison, I think. Do I regret not using the wild card instead of the free hit? I haven't used the free hit. For anyone that wants like more of an explanation on blanks and doubles, you have to watch the game week preview. I'm not going to go through it here, especially when it's not even guaranteed. For anyone that thinks I've got a surprise up my sleeve, you are in for a disappointment. I'm just going to risk that Burn starts and Rafinha, whatever. I've got next to no money in the bank. I don't want to upgrade Burn to Veltman, to be honest. And Rafinha, like, I've only got 6.4 million. So I can't stretch like a Greenwood or whoever. Or a Madison. Excuse me, so I could go for Bowen. Oh my god, that's not good. I'm yawning. There's still more than an hour to go. I could go for Bowen, but... like, if Arsenal were knocked out of the Europa League, I probably would get Saka. Because this is a pretty good run. But I'm not. I'm just going for nine players. Fofana or Dunk. Dunk for this week, Fofana for the next few. Bruno only actually captain. I'm gonna stick with Bruno, I think. Why have we gone for Konza over an Everton defender? Better fixture this week, basically. And cheaper. He's only 4.7. Game week preview is the one where I did a section on the blanks and doubles. Why is Rafinha yeah. Because I want Rafinha long term. Sean. Oh god, did I miss a super chat? I don't think I did. I don't. Oh, Gundogan to Greenwood and Kane to Vardy. Yeah, again, same thing with Kane. Like, I mean, Vardy probably outscores him next two just because he's not playing this week, so you could get away with it. I don't mind Kane to Vardy as long as you got a plan at some point to get Kane back, I guess. Sorry for missing that, Joe. Thank you. You've only got 10 players. Yes, you are allowed to go into a game week without 11 players. It's not against the rules. What you do, get Kane out, Watkins in, De Bruyne in for Rafinha next week. So you want me to do Kane to Watkins this week to get Rafinha, who might not start next week, to get De Bruyne, next week. Nah, nope. I mean, I know I'm going to get a red arrow this week, but if Iheanacho, Vardy, Salah, and Jota can get most of my points, and Trent, there's still a few differentials there. Who knows? I need Man United to not do well, unfortunately, which obviously I don't want to happen. Maybe a 1-0 win, that'd be good. 1-0 win, Cavani goal. Phillips and Fernandes out for Trent and Madison. Yeah. Will Madison definitely start? I think long term, Trent and Madison is better. But again, taking Fernandes out before Leeds, I don't particularly like it, to be honest. Agonising at Salah versus Vardy. Captain, I've gone for Salah. You can see it on the screen. I just think they've both got a good fixture. But Salah's a midfielder. They're both on penalties. That's pretty much why I'm doing it. And Newcastle's defence isn't good. Neither's Palace's. Like, Leicester will probably do fine. If you really want to captain a Leicester player, go for it. Like, Crystal Palace is a great fixture. But Salah might not have Fabinho in midfield, which I do think is a little bit of a concern. But it's still Newcastle. What's my reason behind captain Salah? Well, one, he's Salah, and two, he's playing Newcastle. I mean, I got to be honest, I don't overthink these things. Newcastle's defence is bad, so is Crystal Palace's. Salah being a midfielder just about tips on the edge. I mostly want to captain penalty takers where I can. So it's between Salah and Vardy. I'm not really considering Iheanacho. So I'm just going for Salah. Salah was earmarked ages ago. I mean, I could tell you my captains from now till the end of the season, and it would take up something big to change them each week. I just don't see any reason not to captain Salah. He's definitely going to start. He's had a rest. That's it, really. No more overthinking than that. Jota's not guaranteed to start. It doesn't mean he's injured, but he's just never guaranteed to start. Maybe it's Firmino's turn for a rest, though. Last time was 0-0 against Newcastle. Surely this time would be goals. Yeah, I got to be honest. I mean, sometimes I will mention sometimes I will mention like previous results, but they don't come into my thinking at all. Do you know what I mean? Like I 0-0. It could have been 15-0, and I was, you know, Liverpool could have lost to Newcastle the last 10 times they played them. I would still be captaining Salah this week, I think. Burn should play against Sheffield United. White is suspended and Burn can play as centre back or left centre back. Yeah, but like the way Neil's got it set up on Fantasy Football Scout is that Webster comes in for White, Veltman goes to right centre back, and Gross plays right wing back, which he has done already this season. And Gross hasn't missed a game since like game week 19. And then Moda can play left wing back. So there's no, it doesn't matter. There's no guarantee with Burn, but I know that. When would you use a wildcard? Best week to use it. Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I've given this next to no thought because I don't have a wildcard. I've seen people use it this week. I guess if you don't use it this week, then you I guess maybe 34, 35 once we. If you don't use it this week, I think you basically wait until we get news about the doubles and then just plan around that. And if you've got a good team for the doubles, maybe you wildcard in the blank, possibly. But until we get the fixtures, it's hard to say. It's probably too late now to do it this week anyway. Lesson learned after 3 years of FPL: boring template points is much easier to earn than exciting differential points. But the thing is, like when you say like boring template points, I mean all the template means is they're probably players that are good, right? That's why most people have them, and good players get points. You almost want to take words like differential and template out of your vocabulary when you play FPL. Just get the players you think can score the most points, and the rest will take care of itself, you know? Aren't there concerns over Webster's fitness? But no more than Burn. Like, they're both back recently, you know? We'll pay in for Vidra and Cody or Holgate in for Diaz. We'll pay in for Vidra. I mean, for the next 2 weeks, it could be okay. Long term, I don't know how good of an option Morpay is, but next 2 weeks, fine. Cody or Holgate. Again, Cody for the next couple. Holgate possibly with the blank and doubles in mind. Saka or Trossard. I think Trossard for the next 2. I worry about Saka's minutes. Calvin for -4 or Watkins for free. Probably just Watkins. Son Phillips to Saka or Rafinha. Rafinha's not going to play, I don't think. So it would have to be Saka this week. And Trent. Fernandes to Son for game week 34. I like the Fernandes to Son thinking. You are using transfers to sell one player just to get him straight back, but I know why you're doing it. So Rafinha long term, but he's probably not going to start this week, and we don't know if he's going to be back next week, to be honest. Is Iheanacho over Salah crazy? Smaller big chances and shots, but Nacho much higher XGI last 4. Iheanacho over Salah captain is not crazy, no. I mean, I might have said it was a few weeks ago, but not now. Kane, Son, Reguilon, Phillips, Fabio Silva, but 2 free transfers options. Yeah, I mean, again, I fully appreciate you can't send me the whole team, but what's the strategy? I mean, Fabio Silva's not guaranteed to start. Phillips is out. Kane and Son, when do you want them back? Who don't you have? Do you not have, like, Vardy, Salah, Fernandes, like Greenwood? Which of these players do you want in, and what's the easiest way to get them? Like, Fabio Silva for me and Phillips are probably not great long-term options. The only thing with Phillips is he is cheap. So as long as he's back soon, Liverpool do have some good fixtures, so he's not necessarily a priority. Reguilon has a good game week 34, but do you have enough players to cover it this week? I mean, Fabio Silva and Reguilon are probably the 2 that I would look at first of all, I think, without knowing the rest of the team. Gundogan to Greenwood -4 would replace Dallas in the 11. Then it's Liverpool next week. I mean, I would rather have Greenwood than Dallas for a -4, possibly. I mean, you're going to have to get rid of Gundogan at some point anyway, I would say. Especially if De Bruyne is going to be back soon. Just to replace Dallas, though. I mean, maybe if Greenwood fits into your, like, I say long term, we've only got 5 weeks left. If into your plans for the next few weeks, then yes. If not, if it's just going to cause you another transfer, like, soon, I would just keep Dallas and play him. Matthew, thank you. Your boy King, captain who? Watkins, Bruno. Sam, one of Diaz or Alonso out long-term move. Probably Alonso, to be honest. I mean, I think Alonso might play one of the next 2, probably in 34. I mean, they're both going to be annoyances for you. I mean, if you're going to end up getting rid of both of them eventually anyway, then Diaz is definitely not playing this week. Alonso might, so you could get rid of Diaz, but I think he might be better longer term. I mean, there's going to be more rotation for both of them. Simple as that. Like, I know which one's going to be better for rotation. Possibly Diaz by a little bit. Yeah, I've seen a few people say now, Salah says he doesn't fast on matches. I don't know if that's true or not. If it is, great. If it's not, I'm still going to be fine. I can have a look. Fasting match days. Oh, that's 2019. Let's have a look. It's the yeah, there you go. So this is from 2019. Athletes and those who participate in physically demanding sports are also exempt from fasting on match days. Yeah, I mean, either way, I'm captaining Salah. I'm not. I mean, he does this every year, and he's been fine, you know. Right. End of the world as we know it. I've got music on if you can't tell. Sorry, where am I? Oh, do you know what I've not done? I haven't done my fan team. I ain't done my fan team. I might do Kane Tavardi in that. Because why the hell not? 2,300th. Not good. Not good. Actually, do you know what? I don't need to. Will I play Smith Rowe against one of the defenders? Alonso? Alonso might come out anyway. I've got Jota, Iheanacho, Fernandes, Salah, Lingard. Definitely captain Salah. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it. I'll have 2 free transfers next week instead. Should I start Meslier instead of Mendy? I mean, I would definitely start Mendy. Much better defence. So I'll be fast. I know. I mean, excuse my ignorance, right? But answer me this. Is Ramadan the same time every year? Like, please do excuse my complete ignorance. I do have a reason for asking. Because I'm just looking at... Wait, what? Oh, yeah, last season was weird, wasn't it? Because of the way it finished. Oh, it's not. Okay. Hang on then. Let me have a look at this. What's it? I'm looking at the 18-19 season. It goes back 15 days each. Okay. So in 2019, it was May to June. It was the start of May to the start of June, which isn't great, is it? Because that would only be 2 games. Damn it. I'm trying to find out if there was a season. Yeah, okay. It's not been this early in the season since Salah was at Liverpool. Oh, it goes back 10 days. Okay. So he played both the games in May, but there was only 2 games. Okay, hang on. So in 2020, it was April till May in 2020. The thing is, I think that was during the pandemic, wasn't it? That's what you're saying, right? Yeah. So there wasn't any matches on anyway. So it's hard to say. Anyway, I don't think Salah's an issue, right? From FPL. Okay, so some people have said it's 15 days, some have said it's 10, some have said it's 12. I don't know. But fair enough. Fair enough. We'll see, I guess. It's based on moon cycles, so a bit like Easter moving around. True, I never know when Easter is. Thoughts on my wild card? Need Kane back next week. Oh, you've posted it. Again, I'll be honest, I've not looked. I've not even thought about the wild card at all. I'll just say that right now. Mendy, Foden. I don't know about Foden and Mendy. I mean, I get the idea that they're both going to get more minutes because of rotation. And you got you got Reece James, Mendy, Foden, Johnson, potentially all non-starters. Pulisic's not guaranteed to start every week, to be honest. Greenwood, I still think is the same as well. You've got Noe and Nacho. Goalkeepers are good. I could say that those players I mentioned just there probably need a bit of work. I mean, you might have reasons for going for them. Like, if you're on a wild card, you've obviously thought about it a lot more than I have. But there's quite a few players in there I'd say are a little bit risky. World Cup 2018 was Ramadan. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the World Cup. Yeah, players played in that, right? Son out for either Lingard, Madison, Saka or Greenwood to fund Davis, 4.2 to Watkins in order to get 11 players out playing. I think because of the fixtures and doubles, I'd probably be looking at Madison or Greenwood. But the thing with Lingard is, you know he's going to play every single week, and the fixtures are quite good for the end of the season. So if you don't want to keep moving these players around, Lingard. If not, I'd probably go Madison just about. How's it going, Corey? Son, Reguilon, Alonso out. Madison, Dallas, Castagno, Pereira. Yeah, pretty good moves as long as you don't want Son straight back. I think just because of Pereira not being able to play too many matches in quick succession, I'd go Castagno now. Not just because of last night, just because of the injuries and stuff. Gundogan to Lingard or Diaz to Castagno. I mean, I think the one that's going to get you more points this week is possibly Castagna, but long term, Lingard's perfectly fine, right? Kane trained individually today as he continues his rehab, posted on Spurs official. Yeah, I think Ryan Mason said he's not back on the pitch yet, basically. Alright, here we go. Harry Kane trained individually today as he continues his rehab. Okay, well, he's back on the pitch. Or he's back on a pitch. I definitely want Kane captain in 34. The question I'm asking myself is, though, will I actually captain him? I don't know if I will. Even if he's back, I might not captain him because just in case his minutes get managed or something. I mean, if he plays in the EFL Cup final, I definitely will captain him. But there has to be some worries over him. New member, thank you very much. Huge wow, I think that is. Apologies if I've messed that up. Choose to Havertz, Ziyech, Mount, Pulisic. Probably Havertz and Pulisic. I don't know what I'm choosing them for, though. Adama Traore or Madison? Madison, definitely. In for De Bruyne or for 33. Adama Traore, I don't really rate him as an FPL option. I know he went through that phase. I think it was last season, maybe the season before. I think Madison is better. If you had to sell one, would you sell Kane or Son? Kane, probably. Because I think with Son, like, obviously there could be an injury in the final, but as it stands right now, Son's definitely available for 34. Kane isn't. Obviously, if they're both fit, then I'd rather keep Kane. If I had to bench one between Jorginho or Luca Dean, I mean, Jorginho just doesn't offer anything, but he's on penalties, isn't he? Him and Mount, I think. I mean, Jorginho he basically I mean, he scored 6 goals somehow this season. He basically offers no attacking threat outside of penalties, really. But Luca Dean never keeps clean sheets. I'd probably start Luca Dean. Oh yeah, no, I fully get they don't want to give away Kane news because of the final, but who knows if it's going to be the same next week. You've got 50 minutes to get your picks in. Got my 9 men for this week. Ugh. I'm really hoping for all 9 to do something. 150k hype. We're so close. We're on 149,353. We could get to 149,500, right? I'm telling you right now, there's at least 147 people watching this out of 4,500 that haven't hit that subscribe button. Go on, hit that subscribe button. Every single week this season, we've been doing these deadline streams. 33rd game week in a row. We will get to 38. And we'll do it all again next season. So you might as well hit that subscribe button. You're sitting there, you're thinking, I just want to shut up Andy. He's annoying me. Just hit that subscribe button. And then give it a like. What's up, Adam? How's it going? What's new? Konza's new. Most boring transfer ever, Alonso to Konza. I now can't watch Aston Villa because I don't want to watch double clean sheets. It's 7 o'clock on Sunday evening as well. But and Leicester vs Palace isn't until Monday. It's going to be a bit of a weird week again, isn't it? 9 men. Because I don't think Rafinha's going to play and I don't think Dan Burn's going to play. Dawson bloody getting red carded. It's pretty annoying as well. Which players am I keeping for the whole season? I mean, from now to the end of the season, I don't see Salah or Trent going anywhere. Probably not Jota unless they get injured, of course. I'm not taking Kane out, no. I mean, I could take him out. I could take a hit. Who would I get? Like, if I didn't have Vardy, I can see why people are considering that. But, you know, I thought about doing Son to Rashford or Greenwood, but then I've just got to reverse it next week. I don't want to do that. If I hit subscribe or unsubscribe, yeah, fair enough. Looks like one of those weeks where most people are taking hits. The odd -4 wouldn't. Yeah, possibly. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take a hit just because everyone else is, you know. Like I would consider taking Rafinha out if we knew he was definitely out next week, but the fact that he isn't means I just don't want to. Like, he's so good. He's so good. It's almost ridiculous. Harrison or Saka for Rafinha and a -8 or stay on a -4. Yeah, I'd probably just stay on the -4. For the same reason I just said. Like, you just don't know if he's going to be fit next week or not. Obviously, if he is out again next week, that is massively frustrating. I get it. Palace are truly on the beach. It'll be over 2 weeks since they last played come Monday. Yeah, very true. Also, a lot of rest, though. A lot of rest. Correct. Jota wasn't pictured in training, but Klopp said he's fine. So I'm going to take that as a given. Son could get injured in the cup. He could, yeah. My captain's on screen. I also have free hit for upcoming weeks. Hope it will be the right way. Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Did Trossard's minutes discourage me? Not really. No. I have considered Trossard. I am a little bit tempted. I'm a little bit tempted to do Trossard in. But like Brighton's fixture is just not good towards the end of the season. You're literally getting him in for 33, 34. It just means extra transfers down the line. So not only is it a hit this week, it's probably a hit in future weeks as well. No, I don't think so. It's around, like, so if we go back to this, right? So this is with Konza in. Let's put Burn in Rafinha. So let's say I did a Rafinha to Trossard. So it looks good this week, don't get me wrong. Sheffield United, why is it always saying that? It looks good this week, right? Trossard captain, apparently. That's for a hit. In 34, you got Leeds. So I could bench Jota, which I've spoken about already. And bench Burn. And probably bench Konza, to be honest, and just play Dawson instead. So this would be fine. In this week, I'd probably do Rudiger to Dallas. Just to do the transfer before 35. But then, when you get to 36, Trossard then becomes a bit of an issue. So I don't really want to play him. Like this week, Bamford would come in. And Iheanacho would be benched for Jota. So I mean Trossard against West Ham. I mean, obviously I've got more transfers to use. Trossard against Man City. Trossard against Arsenal. I just don't fancy it, to be honest. I thought about it. I just don't think it's for me. Just don't think it's for me. But then part of me does think maybe I should just try and get some points this week. You know? Salah, Bruno, Vardy. I think it's Salah, then Vardy, then Bruno for me. Kane and Fabio Silva out for Vardy and Benteke. Both double, and Benteke has Sheffield. Benteke gives route to get Kane back. If you've got a plan, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not really massively a fan of Palace in general, let alone Benteke, but if you've got a plan, you've got a plan. Saka or Pereira, West Brom. I think, again, all things equal, I would probably go for Saka. But the thing is, Pereira is definitely going to start, and he's on penalties, he's on set pieces too. But West Brom's fixtures just aren't that great. Villa's okay, to be honest. Again, even though I've got two defenders. But after that, like Arsenal, Liverpool, I don't know, they're all right. But the thing is, at what point are they going to be relegated, and how are they going to play then? I think I definitely prefer Saka's fixtures. I'm just not 100% confident about minutes around the Europa League. Pulisic to Jota or Mount to fund Kane next week. Jota, I think, for me. I mean, next week is Man United, so it's not the ideal time to bring in Jota, but for the rest of the season, I definitely like Jota. Vardy's having a party this weekend. Hopefully not. He's got to be ready and fit for Monday. West Ham scored 2 goals with 10 men. Salah will destroy them, hopefully. Oh, Gavin, you've gone into lockdown. That sucks. But aren't Australia handling it really well so that you'll only be in lockdown a really short time? You've basically got no cases, or have I completely misunderstood that? I think West Brom were poor last night, but I think a lot of that was down to Leicester. Leicester was just really... Like, Chris Sutton, he couldn't get over the fact that Leicester were better than West Brom. They're not showing any fight. They're not playing... Like, it's hard to show fight when the other team is so much better than you know? I mean, 2 weeks before, we're saying West Brom against 10 men and West Brom against an awful Southampton team. We're saying they're brilliant. And then they play a better team, and then there's like a panic about how bad they are. Like, that is just football. One of the reasons they did so well against Southampton is because Southampton aren't very good. At least not at the moment. I bought in Burn. Am I mad? Yes. There's no guarantee he starts. Trent in -4, but blocks Kane until game week 36. I mean, you might get away with it, but I do like Kane for Sheffield United and Leeds. It's got to be said. Start Rudiger or Dallas this week. Rudiger. The thing is, he kept going on about it. It was like, oh, they're just showing no fight. Oh, it's just the way they're playing so poor. It's like, yeah, they're about to be relegated. They're awful. Leicester are about to get Champions League. They're pretty damn good. He just kept going on about it. Like he had nothing else to talk about. West Brom showing more fight against better teams, even if they didn't beat them last night. I'm not saying they played well, and I'm not saying it was just purely Leicester, but a lot of it was Leicester. I'm not talking about Salah and Fasten anymore. Honestly, it's like I feel like that's the whole stream. Play 10 or take a -4 and get rid of Nat Phillips. I mean, I don't think Nat Phillips is necessarily a bad transfer because it frees up a Liverpool spot. So you could consider it. Depending on who you're going for. Like, he's not playing, so if you want to get rid of him anyway, a -4 to get rid of a player that's not playing for a long-term move, don't hate that at all. Son to Green punt and get some back for Sheffield United. As long as you got nothing else to do, sure. But obviously there is potentially blanks and doubles to think about. Mario, pick one to transfer in out of Target and Castagna and pick, well, Castagna, yeah. Pick one to transfer out of Nat Phillips and Reguilon. I mean, Nat Phillips, I would say. I mean, it depends. Like, keeping Reguilon is obviously more money, but the fixtures are good next week. I mean, it depends. If you don't need to free up that Liverpool spot, then maybe just get rid of Reguilon. But if you think you're going to want 3 Liverpool eventually and one of them's not Nat Phillips, you could just free it up now. That's going to depend on what you want to do long term. Thoughts on starting Holding or Vidra? Yeah, I mean, I would always say start the attacker. But the problem in this case is the attacker is not guaranteed to start. It was Man United. I'd probably start Vidra. Just hope he starts, right? Dude, I'm a wild card. Keep Jota or bring Madison Greenwood. I'd probably wild card with Jota, to be honest. Vardy or Iheanacho, better captaincy choice. Yeah, I mean, most people always say Iheanacho. I'm going to go Vardy. I just think penalties will always swing it for me. Sigurdsson, Greenwood or Madison? Probably Madison. I do have slight worries about him starting this week. I'm not listening to Candidates. Right now I'm listening to Jump by Van Halen. Should not sell Rafinha to avoid losing money, but I only lose that money if I want to sell him, and I don't want to sell him. So he could go down to 4 million. As long as he's fit next week, it's fine. He can't go down to 4 million, obviously. Prabhav, how's it going? Saka or Lingard? Who is better to the... I think Lingard, just for guaranteed minutes, is probably the better option at this point. Veltman or Holding. Definitely Veltman for this week, Holding long term. Do you reckon Thomas will start for Leicester? There's no guarantee. It could just be Pereira right, Stanley left. There's no guarantee that Thomas keeps starting. Jota or Messi Lingard. I mean, I keep saying what I've said the last few weeks. I think Jota, when they both start, Jota is better, but Lingard is guaranteed the minutes. Boom. Best 1 week punt for Son, not Salah or Fernandez. Mane. Seb, what's going on? Jota is fine. Mendy's going to start. Jota, like, obviously Jota doesn't guarantee that he's going to start, but Klopp said Diogo is fine. No, he said Diogo's fine. Diogo's fine when he was specifically asked the question. Vardy with Watkins, Lingard or Iheanacho, Madison. Ooh, I would just get Vardy and Iheanacho. Just get both. Like, I prefer Vardy if I only have one, but it's hard to turn down Iheanacho right now. No, I've still got my free hit. It's the only chip I have left. It's the only chip. Bob Marley or Notorious B.I.G. What a great question. I'm gonna have to say. Well, I've listened to more of Notorious B.I.G. So I'd have to say Notorious B.I.G. Someone's just tweeted me. I'm guessing they're watching. I think this is the calmest deadline stream for you in quite some time. Yeah, making a transfer before I start does help me quite a lot. Like earlier on, was it earlier on today or yesterday? I was like, right, I'm doing these transfer, this transfer, this transfer, and then it just all went to pot when the injuries started lining up. I really could have done with Rafinha being back. That's the one that's killed me, I think, this week. I can take Burn not starting, but Rafinha I could have really done with him. Best Neto replacement between Saka, Adama, Trossard. Probably, I mean, Saka's definitely got the best fixtures, and if he keeps starting, he's great, and he's so cheap. But Trossard's more nailed, I think. Not that, like, Saka's obviously part of the first 11, but just around Europa League, there's going to be rotation. There has to be. It might not be him. He might start every game. I don't know. So I definitely don't like Traore. I think I would go Trossard over Traore. Saka if you want to risk the minutes. Prediction for the EFL Cup final: Man City win 1 or 2-0, maybe even more. Stephen, how's it going? Bringing Trent and Fofana, Evans for DS and Cresswell -4. That sounds good to me. DS and Cresswell both not starting. You're bringing two better players. I like that as far as -4s go. Start Vidra or Rudiger. Vidra. Kane to Vardy or Neto to Saka -4. Hit to make an... Probably Kane to Vardy. But again, you got to think about what your Kane plan is long term. Oh, living on a prayer. Let me see it. Let me see. Luka Dean or Robertson. I mean, I quite like the double up on Liverpool defence. If you're not going to have an attacker, go for the double up on defence. Why not? Depends whether you want to bring an attacker long term, because you don't want to block it if you are. But that is something to consider. Will Leno start? He's got to start. I can't imagine Ryan is now first choice. I would just play him. Which two from Rudiger so far? Lingard and Rudiger. Start Rudiger or hold in Rudiger. Salah safe captain bet. I think so. Yeah, we're thinking about Ian actually, but sticking with Salah. Salah's like, why would Salah not be? You know, he's like top scorer in the league. I think he is still, right? Or is Kane ahead? I think Salah's still ahead. I mean, Ian actually is good too. I just prefer Salah. Stian, who to bench? Lingard, Smith Rowe, Rudiger or James? Who to bench? The defender, I would say. Oh, one of the defenders. Probably Rudiger. If that's Reece James, though, if he doesn't start, it's annoying, but probably Rudiger. Sama, thank you very much. I'm guessing you meant to put a message. Considering benching Smith Rowe, but then Lingard plays against my two Chelsea defenders. I'd probably bench one of the Chelsea defenders. You could, basically you got the choice. You either take the high ceiling move and you bench Lingard and hope that Chelsea get a clean sheet, or you just play the best options out of those, in which case you would definitely play Lingard ahead of Rudiger, I think. And I would probably play Smith Rowe. The only thing with Smith Rowe is, will he definitely start? But I think he probably will. Well, that's the only thing I'll be considering, really. Never back the early kickoff. Everyone always says that until someone scores in the early kickoff. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Alec, thank you very much. West Ham fullbacks. I don't know. What's the question? Was my internet about to drop? No, it should be fine. You got half an hour into the deadline. Make sure your transfers are locked in and your captaincy. I'm doing a double check mine. It's got 85 points last week with a -4. Decent that was. I need another week like that, but it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Yes, I only have 9 players. That is correct. You removed Lingard. Dawson's stats that good. Yeah, before I bought him in, he had 5.5 points per game over like something like 13 game weeks, 5.5, and then since then he's got like 0 points per game. It's mad. Like the problem is, it's not Dawson's not necessarily the problem, but it's all the injuries that West Ham have had, especially Rice. So he's been a nightmare. I mean, Chelsea wouldn't have been that good anyway. But yeah, he's been an absolute nightmare. Dawson for Sofal or risk going with 10 players max? Do you have better options for Dawson? Max cost 4.8. I think the thing with Dawson, he's just a good long-term hold. I think. I mean, I've got nothing against going with Dawson to Sofal, but it's a bit of a sideways move. You do get a player this week, but what are you expecting versus Chelsea, I guess? I think they score. So I'd probably just keep him. Sam, how's it going? Ricardo or Castagna, I think. Jota or Mane. I mean, if you're free hitting, it's got to be Mane over Jota, hasn't it? I would take that punt, I think. If I win the £1 million, will I abandon you? No. If anyone wants to know what that's being talked about, go and check my captaincy video for a chance for £1 million. I can do burn to holding, yeah. Yeah, I could do burn to holding. Same price. For a -4. I mean, the thing is, then, what am I hoping from holding? That he gets a clean sheet against Everton? I'm just going to risk. I mean, if Burn starts, I'm in dreamland, even if he gets 1 point. Trossard or Maddison? I think Maddison for the double and stuff. Trossard for the next 2. Although even Maddison's fixtures are good. As long as Maddison starts, Maddison for sure. Why Conza over Target? He's cheaper. And that is the reason. Fernandes and Phillips, for my team, I want to keep as much money off as possible. Fernandes and Phillips to Greenwood and Trent for -8. Again, I don't see the draw with getting rid of Fernandes. I'd probably be quite wrong about him, I'm sure. But I mean, if they all start, I feel like I'm getting deja vu right now. If they all start, like Greenwood and Trent, it's probably better. And obviously Phillips isn't starting, so it depends who you got on the bench. Probably not too many players this week. But I wouldn't be looking for a reason to get rid of Fernandes. Greenwood or Sigurdsson? Probably Greenwood. Sigurdsson's on penalties though if he plays and they get him. T-shirt, thank you very much. Again, I'm sure you meant to put a question out. I'll try and see it. Seth, you've edited your wildcard. Okay. Again, though, I'll be honest. Like I said to you, I'm being completely open and honest. I haven't thought about wildcard too much. The only one I see is the one from 29 minutes ago. Bum 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 bum. Oh no, I see it now. No, it's 29 minutes. Oh, 1 minute ago. Yeah, you got less risks in there now. I still prefer Iheanacho to Bamford though for the next few game weeks. But I much prefer that team. Again, obviously, you know the risks with Foden, etc. Johnson doesn't play, so as long as you're happy with that, obviously that's completely up to you. V's Academy, I missed your thing. Phillips out for a second hit or keep and play Dallas. I'd probably just play Dallas, to be honest. Unless there's someone you want long term. Sorry for missing it. Unless there's someone you want long term, I'd probably just play Dallas. Kyle, your video streams have been such a boost on my mental health these past few months. Glad to hear it. I hope you are doing well. And thanks for tuning in. To be honest, it sounds weird. You've probably helped me, to be honest, by watching because, last year sucks and FPL has kind of completely taken my mind off it, especially the completely crazy streams and everything we've been doing. So thank you. Hope you're doing all right, Kyle, and everyone watching, of course. Tisha, Castagna, Cody, Sisel, Veltman. The thing is, like, they all, like, that's such a difficult comparison, right? So I'll quickly explain why. Veltman's good for this week. He's also the cheapest, so he saves you a lot of money. Maybe you can use that elsewhere. Castagna's the better pick for like the next. If you include the double, the potential double in 35, Castagna's the best pick, but he's also the most expensive. So what could you do with the money saved? If I was going for Cody or Sisel, I'd probably just pick Cody. Like Cody and Sisel are kind of in the middle. They got slightly better short-term fixtures than Veltman, but they do cost a bit more. But no double, no potential double, I don't think. Just showing you, what's the injury news on Lingard and Jota? Both should be fine. Again, doesn't necessarily mean they'll start, of course, but they're fine. They're fine. We're on 149,396 subscribers now, so we need 104 to get to 500. 104. I bet there's 104 people watching not subscribed. Give that button a hit and hit that like button if you're enjoying it. I kind of forgot what I was saying then. Play Shaw or target. I need good. I don't know actually. Usually I would need a good reason to bench Shaw, but maybe target against West Brom is it. I'd probably still play Shaw though. Luca Dean Stones, CRSWL out. Cresswell, I guess. For Trent Castagna holding -8. I don't know about getting rid of Luca Dean, considering he's playing. He's got some good fixtures and a double. I mean, they don't ever keep clean sheets though, do they? I mean, Trent and Castagna is better. I don't mind it. You're getting rid of two players not going to play, so they're not the worst transfers, that's for sure. Even if they are for defenders. Traore or Lingard in. I think there's not many reasons not to just go for Lingard, to be honest with you. I would get my mates to subscribe to you, but I like being top of my mini leagues. That's fine. That's fine. Look, I don't think we're going to get to 150k today. We would need another 600 subscribers. Or 599 subscribers. I mean, there is potentially 599 people. I mean, usually there's about 40% of people watching aren't subscribed. So potentially there's about 2,000 people not subscribed. So we could get another 600 right now. It'd be tricky though. Before the deadline in 23 minutes. It's a big ask. Hang on a sec, sorry. Oaken, you withdrew your message. I don't know what it was. Okay. Is Vidra likely to start? I think there's a chance, yeah. I think last week was just tactical. That was all, and he was the one that happened to... Because they're just trying to lump balls up to Chris Wood against us, really. So I think Vidra got a good chance to start him. Best defenders, any budget. Well, Trent. Trent, Robertson, Castagna. Azpilicueta, maybe for like a week or two. 4,500 people watching right now. You'd be giving Gary Neville a run for his money. I think there's probably a few more people that watch Sky Sports, but cheers. Cheers. Gary Neville's a legend. He's been great this week. On free hit, differential players captain for rank. I think, again, I've not really thought about the free hit too much, to be completely honest with you. But, I mean, Mane keeps springing to mind. You could go for a Man United player if you want a differential captain that's not Fernandes. Rashford, maybe. I just not 100% sure if he's going to start. I'm just trying to think of who's got the best fixtures. The problem is most of the teams with the best fixtures are the teams that everyone's got. Liverpool, Man United, Leicester. Like Leicester, top 10k ownership. Like Vardy's 8.4%. Now that's going to go up this week, but he's still probably quite a differential. Vardy captain's going to be differential this week for sure. And he's a big hitter. I think I'd probably go for a few Brighton defenders, probably against Sheffield United as well. Just especially if you needed like some cheap players. Not that you're going to captain them, of course. Is DCL likely to start or come in from the bench? Yeah, so I was doing team news with Neil earlier. He said that he could start in a diamond, but there is a chance because he's just back from injury he will miss out, so it's not guaranteed. If I had him, I would just keep him, I think. Bench one out of Jota, Lingard and Morpay. Probably Lingard. The thing is, I wouldn't bench Morpay against Sheffield United. And if Jota starts, then I would definitely have Jota over Lingard. It's just will he start? It's the only problem. But I think I would bench Lingard. Oh my god, excuse me. Shouldn't keep clearing my throat without muting the mic. Excuse me. Why Burn instead of Dump? Because I wanted someone cheap, and I did it weeks ago before Burn decided to get injured and lose his place. Would you consider Saka in for Gundogan for the next few weeks? Yeah, look, I think Saka and Greenwood, all these kind of players are the same, right? The starts and the minutes are not guaranteed. I think with Saka, like, he's pretty much one of Arsenal's best players, so they're going to play him when they can. But around the Europa League in particular, they got a lot of games in quick succession. So I was just worried that he would miss the odd one. But the chances he plays most of them, he still comes on. So I do like Saka. I think he's such a good price as well. Like, Rafinha to Saka is something I've considered. Probably more than Trossard in for Rafinha, to be honest. But when I look at the fixtures... Oh, maybe this is my last minute hit. They play Everton today, and then it's not till Thursday, right, for the semi-final, which isn't a problem. So Saka almost certainly starts today. But then the Newcastle game, they only get 2 days rest. So they get a rest on Friday, a rest on Saturday, and then they play on Sunday. Then they get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off and play on Thursday again. And then they're back playing on the Sunday again on the 9th. So they... I don't know. Will Saka miss that Newcastle game? Maybe it doesn't matter for me because I could just bench him anyway and play Jota. But I mean, I'm thinking about my own transfers now. But to answer your question, I like Saka. Yeah, I do think he's a good option. I think he's probably underrated a bit. He'll be 7.5 million next year, easy. Which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Like, he wasn't in the squad against Liverpool, but I think he was injured, wasn't he? He starts pretty much every game. He got benched against Leicester back in February. Can they keep... They don't... I mean, my main concern is that Arteta's already said he's probably played too many games than he should have. Like, they would have liked to have rested him a bit more. So, I prefer Saka to Gundogan for this week, for sure. I'm in the bin. Need to make 2 transfers in Gundogan, Son and Kane. Can afford Bruno and for Son. Also have Mendy as keeper. Might be priority. Well, Mendy's going to play this week, so you don't need to worry about that. I mean, the thing with Gundogan is you're going to keep having this rotation problem. With Son and Kane, you don't get that. It's just the injury. Bruno and for Son's not necessarily a bad move, but what do you want next week? Do you want Son back? You need to think about that. Beyond my wildcard, Schmeichel, Robertson, Saiz, Kabak, Greenwood, Lingard for now. Nice. And just seeing if there's any issues there. Not really. Fernandes, Salah, Greenwood, Kabak, Saiz. Dallas so far. I'm not sure about Gundogan. Depends how many minutes he gets, doesn't he? But otherwise, yeah, I like it. I have it. Nat Phillips and Lacazette are injured in my squad. I'm taking a -4 to sub both for 1 point from that. What potential players would you go for? Yeah, again, without knowing who you've got, it's difficult. I mean, a lot of the players we'd already thought about. Veltman, short term. Cody, Saiz, maybe. A bit more medium term. Castagna, if you can go up to him. Lacazette down to Iheanacho. Calvert-Lewin, maybe. Watkins. These are the players I'd be looking at. If you've not already got Iheanacho, of course. Well, a bit more pay for Wood. Probably more pay, just about. Probably more pay. Although, it depends whether you have to play them every week. But I think Welbeck's a bit cheaper, isn't he? Yeah, Welbeck's 0.5 cheaper. And he pretty much starts every game as well. I do like more pay. You know I like more pay. And he pretty much starts every game as well. I'd probably just about go more pay, I think. If money's going to be a struggle, I don't think there's going to be... I don't know if there's going to... Sorry. If money's an issue, there's not really much harm in going for Thingy instead. Welbeck. But I think I prefer more pay, just about. Oh... sorry, hang on. I'm missing stuff here now. Oh, no, I've done that. Well, but we rested this week. Why is that? Mo pay. Not more pay. Was that what I was saying? I'd love more pay. Mopay. Why have I forgotten how to say his name? 15 minutes to the deadline, by the way, so make sure you get your captaincy locked in. Transfers locked in. There you go. Adam's just said it as well. It's freaking boiling in here. It's so warm. I'm so hot. I need to open a window. Yeah, Madison or Greenwood. I feel like I'm gonna keep saying Madison just because I've been saying it all stream, and I'll look forward to when he gets benched and Greenwood scores a hat trick. You with 1,000 flights, you're gonna get 100 points this week. If you get 100 points this week, you're laughing with the amount of injuries and players missing and hits that people are taking. You'll be absolutely laughing. Potter. Wait, what's that? Like Graham Potter. Salah captain lot. It is for me, yeah. You're only reading the paid comments. That's not true. I just read your comment. Castagna for Alonso for a -4. I really don't think Alonso's going to start this week. So I'll say yes. But it is a gamble, because if he starts, then you'll wish you hadn't done that hit, you know? Yeah, to be honest, I'm not saying free hit's bad this week. I'm really not. I'm just hoping that it's more useful in the double. But maybe I haven't given enough thought. Maybe you're right. Maybe free hit this week is better in a blank, which to be fair, it was in game week 29. I'm not going to be doing a free hit team now, like with 13 minutes to go, because I do keep looking back to what Ben thinks could happen. Right. So let me quickly bring it up again. Where is it? So, like, I look at the teams that might double: Man United, Leicester, Chelsea, Arsenal, Southampton, Everton, Palace. I mean, I've already got Martinez, I've already got Iheanacho, I've already got Vardy, I've got Rudiger. I could hold him. So I've got Martinez, Iheanacho, Vardy, Rudiger. That's it. Konza, it's 5. So I'd want a few Man United players probably. I've not got a good way to get Bruno Fernandes for game week 35. I think I've got to stick to where I have been. Barrett, how's it going? I was bottom of my mini league in October, 147 points off first. Now I'm second, 32 off top. That's still only it's only a few points a game week. I'm not going to work it out. What's it? 6 weeks left, so it's less than six points a game week now. Enjoy. Good luck for getting that win. That can be overturned in a week. Like, if you get to the last couple of game weeks and you're still just behind, that's when you start taking some big differentials and hoping for the best, you know? Why am I not captain Vardy? Because I'm captain Salah. Basically. I just think Salah's slightly better. There ain't much in it, though. Yeah, Salah versus Iheanacho. I'm still saying Salah. Midfielder, penalties. That's it. I don't think there's much in it, though. If you want to go for Iheanacho, go for it. I'm not sitting here telling you that Iheanacho and Vardy are bad captains. I just prefer Salah, that's all. And I've had that choice I knew I was captaining Salah this week, weeks ago. And I haven't really seen much to discourage me from doing that. The fact that he missed out last week as well pretty much tells me he's definitely going to start. I'm not concerned about Salah fasting, no. Path, how's it going? Triple captain Salah. I mean, as far as single game weeks go, it's not a bad week to use it, but I'd probably wait for the double. I know the double fixtures aren't amazing, but I'd rather use my triple captain than a double, personally. Yes, Salah is fasting. I mean, I guess he's been fasting the last 4 or 5 years as well. Son to Bruno, Gundogan to Lingard, Stones to whoever. Need to make 2 of these 3 rooms for a hit this week in long term. Any advice? again, like you need to. You need to make him long term. What do you want? Do you want to not have Son long term and have Bruno instead? Only you can answer that. I think Gundogan to Lingard and Stones to whoever are probably better moves, as long as you're happy to go about Bruno. But again, you'd have to decide that. But yeah, if you're making two of them, I think Gundogan and Stones probably slightly better long term moves. I'm fasting. I've been fasting for the last hour and however long. I wouldn't worry about the fasting thing. These professional players, they've been doing it a long time. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Salah will only play. Like how? Like oh my god. Oh my god. I feel like this is just all we've been talking about. So they're fasting from the 12th of April to the 12th of May. So you're telling me Salah's only going to play 30 minutes in every match from now until May? Absolutely no chance. Absolutely no chance. Lacazette to Cavani, thoughts? Look, Cavani will get you some games, but his minutes are going to be managed. I think there's better options out there, to be honest. Watkins for Davis or Kabak for White. Again, in isolation, I'll say Watkins without knowing the rest of your team. Are we sure Salah is on penalties with Milner starting? We don't know, basically. The last time they had one, Salah took it while Milner was on the pitch, but I think Klopp did say that Milner let him have it, so who knows? Who knows? But yeah, it's a good point. If they get a penalty, Milner takes it, then I'll just cry instead. Just put on my mind and say, let's go Cavani. Good luck, Shakalaka. Excuse me. Hang on a sec. Oh, it's really warm in here and I've run out of water. Looks like there's a serious amount of protests and rioting outside the Emirates. Possible postponement. Rioting, really? I don't see anything about that. Oh, yeah. I mean, the Chelsea game kicked off late, right? Yeah, that is a lot of fans. Wow, outside the Emirates. I don't think it would get... I don't think it will get postponed, but who knows, I guess. We just don't know. They're not going to want more games postponed, are they? So, I mean, Chelsea game got delayed by 15 minutes, right? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Someone, I should. Oh, I'm laughing because it's funny. Someone's got a sign there with that meme from "Come Dine with Me." I've just liked it. If anyone wants to see it on Twitter. 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes to go. That's a lot of people. Jesus. Adrian, thank you very much. We'll get to 150k, even if it's not this season. We'll get there. No panic. No panic. I got sidetracked looking at the protests. James, loving your weekly work. All the best this weekend. Thank you, you two. Rory, Konza and Lingard in for Ben White and Gundogan -8. I think if you want rid of those two long term anyway, and Konza and Lingard are part of a long term move, then yeah, I don't mind hits in the bank if they're for long term moves. I'm sticking with that team. Yeah, there's nothing up my sleeve, no transfers plan. I'm sticking with this team. Yeah, I tell you now, I even scheduled my tweet for Twitter for 6:30. I scheduled that 2 hours ago. Worth holding on to Rafinha or sub him out for Harrison for the rest of the season. Look, I think if Rafinha's out for like 2 to 3 weeks, then obviously Harrison's better. But if they're back, like this week's Man United, and if Rafinha's back next week, I definitely prefer Rafinha. Have you seen the Ray Parlour interview with Robbie? I have, yeah. The irony of someone, like, they were basically trying to get clicks out of Robbie by keeping going on about clicks. The irony was massive. 5 minutes yet. 5 minutes till the deadline. Alexander, thank you very much. I'm not saying that getting Harrison's a bad idea, but I just know if they're both back, if Rafinha's fine next week, and I've got Harrison, I'll be thinking, oh, I wish I had Rafinha, you know? Only 11 players. 2 of them probably won't play. I mean, this week I've got Rudiger, Burn, Rafinha, Jota, not guaranteed starters, I would say. So could be bad. My rank of 2,247 could be way down after this week. Your team does not appear to have a sub. Yeah, that is true. I'm taking short-term hit for a long-term gain, hopefully. It might not work out. It's the risk you take, right? Like if I take out Dawson, like it would be for Dallas, who's got Man United. It would be for Sofao, who's just a sideways move. Rafinha to Harrison's a sideways move. Burn up to Veltman. Okay. Maybe that's okay for this week, but if they only get a clean sheet and no bonus points, then that just negates the hit anyway. So I don't. I'm sticking with this. Anyone that's sat here waiting for some big reveal at 6:30, you're going to be disappointed. Like I said, I do have concerns over if Rafinha will be rushed back. Yeah, I can deal with that next week though. I'll have a free transfer next week. Miski, creative midfielder making his debut this week of West Brom. Talent to look out for in the long run. I'll keep an eye out, Harron. Not an FPL option, I guess, though. Fabio, is it worth to get Kane divided this week to have 11 playing? Only if you don't want Kane straight back or if you've got a plan to get him back, something like that. Is Mendes a risk? I guess you mean Mendy. He'll start this week, Tuchel's literally said, to be honest. Cody in for Dawson. Nah. Honestly, I'm dumb. This is my team. I'm just taking the risk. I'm taking the risk. A sad little life cronky, exactly. Kane to Iheanacho, Rafinha to Saka, or Son to Madison Greenwood, saving my second. I don't necessarily like Rafinha to Saka, to be honest, so I'd probably prefer the second one. Especially if you get to save a transfer. Why not captain Vardy, who plays a weaker defence? To be honest, Newcastle are bad too. I mean, Crystal Palace probably have been worse in the last few weeks, but there's nothing good about Newcastle defence, to be honest. You just brought in Luke Thomas. Oof, there's no guarantee he starts, right? I mean, he might do, but I would doubt it. He's only 4.1 million. Like, last night he started. He hasn't played 90 minutes since Game Week 25 before that. Fasting makes you more alert. Intermittent fasting. It's all the rage. For the next few game weeks, Vardy, B, Son, have naturally get Vardy. If it was between Vardy and Son, I would have Vardy, yeah. Oh, I hope my team looks better for next week. You've literally got less than 2 minutes left. You've got 1 minute left now to get your transfers, your captains in. I wouldn't even ask me any more questions now because the chance of me getting into them is pretty difficult. Trent is captain. If you're going to captain a defender, then yeah, Trent's right up there. If he keeps a clean sheet, there's always chance of attack and return some bonus points. What's Trent's ceiling, though? I think like 12. It's got to be the max. I mean, he can get higher. I mean, he got 24 points once, right? Let's not forget that. I can't forget it. I literally transferred him out the week he did it. But I don't know. I don't like captaincy on defenders. But if you're gonna do one, then he's the one, right? Toppentine, I'm glad I've helped out. Everyone always says locked in, but they're always early. Yeah, it's not locked in yet. Yeah, 2 hours have been going for you. Near enough, anyway. Went to -12 because I'm at 500k and I don't care anymore. Good luck. -12, I've gone full tilt. Oh my god, everyone's taking -12s. Newcastle's in good form, Liverpool in bad form. I mean, didn't West Ham score 2 against Newcastle while they were down to 10? Liverpool's in bad form. Are they? Maybe they are, yeah. It's too late now anyway. Now it's locked in for real. There we go. If you have enjoyed that, before you all jump ship, because we're at the deadline, make sure to hit that like button. And do subscribe if you're new around here. We're very close to 149k. We need like 59 more people to get to around 500 figures. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do. We'll be back same time next week. Plus all through the week for all that content. Who's playing tonight? Arsenal, Everton. Liverpool, let's see if Jota starts. The Lingard train, let's see if Alonso starts. Let's see if Dan Burns starts. It's going to be a long weekend for me, I think. Of not great points. I need a green arrow going into Monday with Vardy because he should still be a bit of a differential. Yeah, everyone still doubts Salah. I mean, Salah's numbers have come down a little bit this season, but it's Newcastle, right? If you can't back Liverpool against Newcastle, like, you know, we're in a bad time if that's happening. I'm going to leave it there because I've got to go and walk the dog before I have me dinner. No hits for me. That is my team. Salah captain, Vardy vice captain. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure to give it a like on the way out. Hit that subscribe button as well. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the matches. I don't know about a watch long, to be honest. I'll see. I'll let you know if I'm doing one. And we'll be back to do it all again next week for Game Week 34, and hopefully we'll get some kind of double and blank news. Good luck, everyone. I'll see you soon.